Hello everybody, just want to give a quick little update video to come in with the new year, and it's been like 2 months since my last video, so I figured I'd just give a quick update, and that's all that there really is to it. First thing that I want to get out of the way is that recently some real world events transpired in the month of November, so I felt compelled, to say the least, to just make it known that you are safe here, and that's all I'm really gonna say about it, because I want my channel to be more of an escape. So I'm not gonna dwell too hard on it, but just generally, I just want you to know that you're safe. That's kind of it. I think that's the best way I can put it into words. But in terms of actual content, like where I've been since the Shadow Generations video, uh, kind of hard to explain. I kind of just got demotivated throughout a lot of November and December. And, you know, Metroid Prime 3 is a fairly long game, and I have a few other videos that I've also been working on. And I just kind of got hit with this wave of like, I don't want to do anything. And that hit pretty hard. And it kind of just stopped my output. That with the holiday, it's like, you know, it wasn't going to be a very content filled time of year anyway. But that being said, I do have a video that's done. It's going up tomorrow. So look forward to that. It's not Prime 3. It should have been Prime 3, but it's not. I'm still working on Prime 3 video, which I'm sorry it's taking so long on that, but that's just the state of where things are right now. And yeah, this year I definitely have content planned, but I also sort of want to further explain why it's so sporadic. See, I get a lot of ideas, like anyone does. Everyone gets ideas, good ideas even. But then it kind of comes to acting on them that I kind of slow down a lot, and it's kind of gets in the way when I get decently far into an idea. I mean, if you'll probably tell if you've watched like like my streams for a while, like there are times we just won't finish a game. Like I think one of the first things we were gonna do was Sonic Adventure All Emblems, and that just never happened. And like a few of it kind of makes sense because it was when I started streaming, it was a transition from other streams I did, which was at a place I worked. So it was like technically for their Twitch channel, but you know, I posted the Metal Gear Hines is a great example. Like, you know, we weren't planning on making Metal Gear Hines into a video, but we just kind of looked at the footage. We were like, hey, this is, then we started editing it. We're like, hey, this is funny. And now it's been months, and like I just don't. I wanted to make videos out of Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. We streamed them, like we have all the footage. I just don't actually want to edit it. So it took for something that was like, oh, it's gonna take a while because, you know, it's Metal Gear Solid 2. It's a long game to just. It's almost been a year, and you know I've gotten decently far in editing, but I just don't want to do it. You know, it's another example. It's like I got super excited about the idea of, well, we have all these Metal Gear Solid streams, you make them all in videos, and I did one, and it took forever, and it kind of made me realize, like, okay, you know, as much as I love that first video, I'm not sure I want to do the rest. But that being said, I mean, I do plan on still finishing it. I got a decent amount of work, and I did not spend that much time in Premiere Pro for nothing. But that's the status of stuff like that. I mean, there are videos that I've had ideas for that, you know, have gotten scrapped. I've just a lot of ideas, really. One recently that, you know, it getting scrapped so late kind of put a whole stop onto other videos like I've been working on was I had this video idea to sort of a successor to my U-Draw video, where I was going to look at the PlayStation Move when I bought a bunch of Move games and I played a bunch of them, and you know, I had a lot of fun like recording them and stuff. When then it came to write a video, I was like, I kind of didn't know what I wanted to say, really. I was so kind of excited at the idea of like, oh, I gotta do like a Move video. I mean, I had the Move as a kid, like I could make such a good video about it that I bought all the games I could, bought a Move again, bought the camera, like set up, recorded it all, and I was like, oh, it was cool. But then I was like, oh, I don't know like what to write for a video. And then It just ended up getting canceled. Now I just have a bunch of PlayStation Move games sitting in a box in my room. They're not even on the shelf because I like keep telling myself like, oh, I'm gonna get back to the Move video at some point, but who knows when that's gonna happen. So yeah, this year I'm gonna try to make sure that doesn't happen as much. I definitely want to take more. I mean, like I love making the regular reviews, but they're admittedly like safe, if that makes sense. I mean, it's something where it's like I don't have to come up with a creative idea. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna look at Metroid Prime. I play Metroid Prime 1, and then there's no, what's the next video gonna be? It's gonna be Metroid Prime 2. So I've wanted to start taking that shift from, I mean, Wise reviews aren't going anywhere. I mean, they're gonna be the main thing because of that. Like, oh, I don't have to come up with an idea and then get all the footage. I mean, like, the word from the Wise videos are a lot more work for things that are realistically simpler. Like, I don't have to play a full game like Metroid Prime, but then it's like so much more. It's like, okay, I have to make a list. Like, what games do I need to record? Like, do I need to record specific parts? Like, how much of it do I need recorded? And then it's like, oh, I didn't record enough. So I'm definitely going to try to be making more Word from the Wise general videos while also keeping the Wise reviews going, and then also making sure that I'm making video ideas that I want to make, that I can make and will finish making, so that I don't end up in a situation where I have all this footage or I bought all these things and then I have nothing to show for it because the timing just didn't match up. I think a pretty solid example of this is the Frontiers video that I keep saying is going to be a thing. I think with that video, I got so, when I first had the idea of like, oh, I should like, you know, tackle it from like the very beginning, like the very first launch trailer that I remember, because I followed the pre-release so closely. It's like, oh, doing like a whole retrospective on that game's entire cycle. And then when writing it, I think I got so caught up in the idea of like it being a challenge that I was like looking back and I was like, the script kind of sucks. Like, it was just why I've split it into 3 parts, because like the first part is like, it's fine, like it's good, it's written the way I write my videos, but it's like, it's still good. But the main like review of the game, I think I was so focused on the idea of this is going to be my biggest video, like this is me challenging myself to tackle a huge topic in a much bigger video. But I kind of hit this point where you're looking back at that part of the script, I wasn't really focusing on making the best video, I was more focused on making the most video, and I started kind of resenting that part of the script, so I started rewriting it, and then a lot of like editing things came up with the first part, and then obviously I want to keep my like regular videos going, so that's sort of the status of that. The first part hopefully will be able to come pretty soon. I mean, I just have to get back to editing it. It's gonna be the easiest part to edit because it's all before the game came out, but it's still a decently lengthy video so far. And then there are gonna be the 2 other parts. I'm gonna completely rewrite the second part to be more like a standalone Wise review video that's just here are my thoughts, where it focuses on making an entertaining video talking about a game that I really like, as opposed to focusing on being a big video that focuses too much on minor things for the sake of trying to cover every base that I possibly can. So, with all this in mind, I'm hopefully going to be a bit more consistent this year with videos. And I already have ideas, but I already have some videos that are being worked on and some sequels that I want to make. I want to make a follow-up to my Mortal Kombat video because that was always the intention, but I tried to do it and it just didn't end up working out. So I want to finally like commit to making that follow-up. I want to make the follow-up to the Mega Man X video because I really like that video and I really like Mega Man X. It's just I haven't started doing it yet. I have a few other Word from Wise videos. You know, finish out Metroid, get to the next marathon. I haven't even decided what that's gonna be. So yeah. And then on top of that, there are also just other projects that I've started that are just also taking up time, mainly with editing. They're gameplay videos, which sometimes decide to do really well, and sometimes they don't. I can't get a beat on whether or not the algorithm, and more importantly, you guys like the gameplay videos. Because sometimes I upload them and it's like, oh, no one saw them, but it's like, yeah, this was a 2-day turnaround, who cares? And sometimes I briefly mentioned in like the Resident Evil 4, AJ Must Die, but when I did the God of War AJ Must Die, that video for a while was my most popular video, and it was just I recorded it one day, edited the whole thing the next day, and then that was it. And then there are other things like just the Sonic Adventure Chaos mod. I was just like, hey, this is funny. Like, let me see if I can do something just to kind of mess around, like do something funny similar to Metal Gear Hines. So I guess I wanted to ask those of you who care enough to see this. I'm not expecting this shit to get any traction. Like, I don't think a lot of my I don't think a lot of the views that come from those videos that explode are people who are sticking around and invested in me. I think they just like the videos. But those of you who are watching this and have kept watching this for some reason, do you like the gameplay videos? Do you like the Sonic Adventure Chaos mod, the Metal Gear Hines? I already have one, a big series that I've started working on that's going to come out later in the year. It's going to start coming out later in the year. It's going to be a thing that goes year round, 12 months. But, you know, I've already started on that, and that's pretty easy, especially because I have people who I've committed to saying like, hey, we're gonna do this, so I kind of have to finish it. But that's definitely gonna come, because I could tell with that's like I never stopped being excited about this idea, and that's certainly gonna be fun. I'm aiming to have enough done to start uploading it in the summer. If we get really lucky, then maybe it'll come sooner, but the plan was for it to come in January, but I realized that was just kind of crunching it. So we're going to give it some time to breathe, let it start later so that I have more time to have worked on a bunch of the other future parts. And then pretty much once at least half of it's done, it'll start going up. So look forward to that whenever that happens. And other than that, that's all I pretty much have to say. There's a new video tomorrow, like I said. Prime 3 is coming soon. And look forward to those videos I mentioned, Mega Man X and Mortal Kombat 2 sequels. I have videos that I've committed to myself that I'm going to make this year. That's gonna happen. I'm telling myself I'm gonna upload a scripted video every month this year, and there are certain videos that are on the list of I need to make these videos because I want to make the videos, and if I just keep making excuses, then they're never gonna happen. Anyway, that's about it. See ya.